Okay, we are going to be multiplying numbers with the power of 10. Okay, this is super easy. You're going to love it. Okay, so we have 600 times 2. Do you see how 600 has two zeros, right? All you have to do is 6 times 2, which is 12, and then we call it laying eggs. How many eggs am I going to lay? It has 2. Bam, done. Let's do another one. All right, do you see how 400 has two zeros? Right? That's 2 powers of 10. So all I have to do is 9 times 4. And if you need to remember, you can put down the 4 finger, right? So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 36. So 9 times 4 is 36. And how many eggs are we gonna lay? 2. So equals 3,600, right? It doesn't matter how many zeros. Like take a look here at F. It's 6,000 times 4. So I would just do 6 times 4, which is 24. And how many eggs are we going to lay? 3. So our product is 24,000. Super easy peasy, right? All right. So now let's get a little bit of rounding in there with it as well from last week. So we're going to round our number to the nearest 100, and then we're going to multiply the rounded number by 9. So we have 489. We're rounding the hundreds place. So you underline the hundreds place, circle the bossy backdoor neighbor. Okay, so this is going to be about. So the bossy backdoor neighbor is an 8. So that would be 5 or more, add 1 more. So if I add 1 more to the hundreds place, it's going to make that 5 with 2 trailing zeros. Okay, and then we're going to multiply that times 9. Well, 5 times 9 is 45. And how many eggs are we going to lay? 2. So I just lay my 2 eggs. So that equals 4,500. All right, so let's see. Back here, it says each level of a parking garage has 694 spaces. Which is the best estimate of the number of parking spaces on 8 levels of the parking garage? Okay, so we know that each level has 694 spaces. They want an estimate. Estimate is pretty much just like rounding. We're going to be using easy numbers to help us solve. And then they're going to have not 694 spaces on 8 levels of the parking lot. So I use my get. Divide, multiply. I know that each level has 694 spaces. And I know there's going to be 8 groups of 694 because there's 8 levels in our garage, and we're solving for the total. Okay, so whenever you're rounding or estimating, the whole purpose of rounding estimating is to have easy numbers, right? So you're going to estimate first before you round. So I have 694. So 694, 5 or more, add 1 more. So that's closest to 700. And then times 8, right? Well, what is 7 times 8? 7 times 8 is 56. And how many zeros do I lay? 2. So 5,600 spaces. Let's do one more. It says Mrs. Johnson spends an average of $463 each week on groceries. So 463 each week on groceries. Which is the best estimate, which is just pretty much just like rounding, that she'll spend in 6 weeks. So I have my get. Divide, multiply. I know each week she spends $463. And they want to know for 6 weeks. So we're solving for the total, which means to multiply. So 463 is about 5 or more, add 1 more. So it's closest to 500 than 400. And then we're going to times that by 6 weeks. Well, 6 times 5 is 30. And how many eggs are we going to lay? 2. Wow, she spends a lot of money on groceries, so she spends $3,000. All right, you guys are going to do a quizzes to practice your new skills.